Hey, welcome. And today, if you're new to the website, if you're new to um, this channel, we're constructing the Big Success Movement. And if you're new to it, um, one of my mentors taught me a long while ago that if you really want to stay ahead, if you want to get further in life, studies were done on millionaires and billionaires, that there are people who read a lot. And so I used to read quite a bit, especially after college. Through college, I never read any books. But after college, when I started doing business, a lot of mentors in these businesses, some of them were network marketing businesses, would really prescribe and tell you to read a lot of books. And they mainly gave you a lot of self-help books. And if you follow some of these self-help books, you'll see that through the course of the book, they are actually quoting from other books. So that led me to go start looking at those books. But I recently, kind of got into meeting with a guy who reads a book a day. And so I said, well, you know what, I'm not going to do a book a day because it's just a little bit too much for me. Even though I did go pick up a speed reading course and just try to, sharpen up some of my reading and comprehension abilities. And but I went and started the 72 hour book reading. So see, I got a baby library back here. I got a baby library over here, and I think that I wanted to make sure that I extended that, if not on the Kindle and back here, definitely within here. I'm probably one of the only people to have a library card, right? And go to my local library here sometimes and check out books and read them. Check out movies and read them. The back cover of the movie, and then of course watch the movie. But the book that I want to talk about shortly today is this book called Bounce. The author is Matthew Syed. He's out of England, or Great Britain. But this book focuses on two major points. If you ever thought that someone was born with something, for instance, you are given gifts, of course, but every gift needs to be honed and sharpened and practiced. And that was the premise of the book, that anybody can be a quote-unquote child prodigy or a Michael Jordan or, just an accelerated person in their field if they put in the hours and the time, purposeful time. One kid has a basketball hoop on his driveway, another kid has one in his driveway. The one kid is out there doing moves, working hard, trying to increase his speed, his accuracy. The other kid is kind of goofing around, laughing, playing horse. And they might both go out and spend the same amount of time out there, but the person who has a purpose for their craft is going to do a lot better and get better results. So the more purposeful hours you put in something, you're going to, of course, get greater results and become what people might mistakenly think you are as a child prodigy or just a prodigy or a genius. But it really came from putting the hours in, sometimes not knowingly and unknowingly. I know some people who force their kids to do different activities, and the kids become very good at a certain age, and people think that they were just they were born with it, but that's not necessarily the case. So there's like a 10,000 hour windshield. I think Malcolm Gladwell, the author of The Tipping Point and Blink, he said that there's a 10,000 hour window for you to become an expert at a given thing. So the main thing that you got to remember is that if you put in the work, you put in the hours, that you will definitely reap the rewards of becoming great at your thing, or at least very skillful and expert. The second part of the book focused on the what he called a placebo effect. And they took a shot at a lot of industries in this, a lot of people who are the religious, the spiritual industry, saying that a lot of people believing on God Like they gave the example of Muhammad Ali. He was in a fight where everybody thought he would lose, but he said, "How can I lose when Allah is with me?" So that belief in a higher power than the human elevates people's ability to succeed, especially when they put in the hours. That faith, that belief in either themselves or in the Creator or some higher being than them, allows them to excel at what they do. So, you know, this becomes a pretty simple thing. If you want to excel in something, you have to, like after a game, he was like, he hit the game-winning shot, and everybody was jumping on him, and he said, "Hey, Michael, you did it." And he said, "I have faith in myself, and I have faith in my teammates." And then in later event, he said, "I believe that the Creator was with me." And so he would say statements like this. So it kind of subliminally or indirectly told us that he had an unbelievable amount of faith in either himself, his abilities, his teammates, obviously, and the Creator. And then, of course, if anybody knows Michael Jordan's playing days, they know that he was a workaholic. He worked hard, he worked hard, and he worked hard to hone his skill and craft his ability so that he was certainly one of the best to ever play the game. So that's what this book is about. It dispels the myth that you were just born with innate abilities. You actually had to work hard. You had to put in the hours, you had to put in the time, and from that, you would be able to reap the benefits or the rewards of being an expert, of being super good at your craft. So you weren't just born a mathematician. You were put in an early amount of hours to hone the skill. So it's a good read. I definitely recommend that you read the book. I think from a review standpoint, the first half of it is definitely better than the second half. But it was definitely, a lot of tests and stories in there that would be of keen interest to anybody that's trying to excel in things. In fact, the full title of the book says Bounce, Matthew Syed. It says insightful, or actually this is somebody's testimonial, so I guess I shouldn't read that. Why have all the sprinters who have run the 100 meters in under 10 seconds been black? He goes into that. He said, well, what's one thing Mozart, Venus Williams, and Michelangelo have in common? And why are baseball players so superstitious? So he answers these things, of course, but the revealing takeaway from the book is that you got to put in the work. You got to put in the hours. There are no shortcuts to greatness, and the work has to be purposeful, and you have to have a strong belief system, and not just putting in the work. Because somebody like myself, I put in the work growing up, but the more advanced your coaching is, that can give you feedback, or what he called feedback loops, and hone your ability. It's good. Another side thing that wasn't naturally a natural part of the book, but that I really took away, was the power of words. Not in that you think positively and think positive, but what you say to children is very important. A lot of people like to encourage and give confidence to their children by telling them that they are smart, they're intelligent when they do something well. Like, they bring home good report cards. "Oh, you're so smart. You're so smart." And that's a big no-no. According to this book, I would never do that again. That's what I was, that's one thing I took away. You don't want to reward people by telling them they're intelligent or smart. You want to reward them by telling them that they have put up the effort, the work. And the studies on that were short of, amazing into it, where I definitely changed my vocabulary. So that's that. If you like these videos, subscribe to the newsletter. We'll be sending out one every 72 hours to our newsletter subscribers, so that they can, enjoy these. And hopefully these are helpful, to give some insight on some things for you. So with that, we'll conclude. Blessings. Enjoy the day, and we'll see you next time.